I am Anil Kumar. Welcome to this series on vectors. We'll have a test review on Unit 1 where algebraic operations based on vectors will be discussed from previous test paper. I hope that will help many students. In case you want to learn from me, you can always send an email on the address given. Let us now enjoy the journey of success and understand concepts. Hello, Akshit. How are you doing?
Hi, sir. I'm good. How are you?
Very good, very good. So, today, what do you want to do?
Sir, today I was hoping we can review the vectors first chapter.
Great. So, calculus is over for you?
Yes, sir. Yeah, it's over.
So, what was your average mark in calculus?
Sir, it was 99.
Very good. Excellent. Amazing. So, in vectors, what are you doing at present?
Sir, at present we're dealing with algebraic operations in R squared and R cubed.
Okay. So, I have previous test paper, which I've uploaded on YouTube channel. I'll go through this test paper with you, so it will prepare you for the upcoming test. And in case there is any difficulty with any question, you can ask me and then we can further elaborate on that. Is that okay?
Yes, sir.
Great. So let me just share with you uh, one of our test papers. Can you see my screen?
Yes, sir. I can see.
Okay, great. So the first question is just a true or false question. So we'll
Yeah.
quickly go through and you can answer them one by one. So can you please read and answer the question?
Yes, sir. Question one: true or false? A vector is a quantity that has only magnitude or direction. That's false, right, sir?
Yeah.
A unit vector x over magnitude of x is a vector of length 1 in the direction of the non-zero vector x. Yeah, that's true.
Correct.
Opposite vectors don't have equal magnitudes. So that's false, right?
Yes. D.
And if magnitude of A equals magnitude of B, then A equals B. So that's also false, right?
Correct. So the direction could be different.
Right. And when two opposite vectors are added, the resultant is zero vector. That's true.
Correct.
If two vectors u and v are parallel and in the same direction, then magnitude of u plus u is less than magnitude of u plus v, and u plus v is in the same direction as u and v. Sir, how would you approach that?
Okay, so two vectors u and v are parallel. That means they are in the same direction and in the same direction. Then
Yeah.
sum of actually there's a typing error there. It should be u plus v.
Oh,
So
okay.
u plus u. So when you add these two vectors, when you put them head to tail, right? So you get
Yeah.
sum of these two vectors. So yes, it will be equal to, not less than, right? When they are in
Oh,
this,
okay.
it will be equal, right?
Yeah.
So so that is a false statement. It has to be equal. Next thing.
Yes, sir. M plus n times a equals ma plus na is associative law for vectors. So that's true, right?
Correct. So that was the first question. Now here we have second question for you. Can you answer this question? Let me just get the second question. Correct. Okay, read.
Yes, sir. Name a single vector equal to pt minus qt minus rp plus rq.
How will you do this?
Sir, so first we would group the like terms, right?
Okay. I will
Or
prefer to write all the terms with plus. So the negative
okay,
qt should be written as tq and
right.
negative rp should be written as pr.
Here.
So when you write them like pt plus tq plus pr plus rq,
Plus rq.
then you see the sequence. Do you understand? You're going from
Right.
P, then from T to Q, and then Q to R, and then R to P. So from P, you started, ended with P, right?
Right.
So what is a single vector? You going from P to P, right?
Right.
Correct. So that is how you're going to write this. And the second question is a very important test question. which needs some extra work. So you can actually take a paper and a pencil and then do this,
Yeah.
which is okay. So I think okay. So let's redo question number 2A as shown here. So P to T, we reverse Q to T to write TQ, right? And then RP as PR, correct? And then RQ. So when you add P to T, T to Q, give you PQ, right?
Right.
And again, P to R and R to Q also gives you PQ.
PQ.
So their addition is 2 times PQ.
Right.
So earlier when I was saying, we kind of messed them up, right? So that is the right solution. Perfect. Now question number 2B. Do you see the trapezoid ABCD?
Yes, sir.
We are given AB is twice DC. If the diagonals meet at O, that center point we'll label now, find the expression for AO in terms of AB and AD. So how would
Okay.
you approach such a question?
Yes, sir. So first, I draw the vector arrows.
Okay.
So we know that AB is equal to 2DC, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So I would draw a vector arrow from A to B and then from B to C, sir.
Correct.
And then we have to prove AO in terms of AB and AD.
Right.
So my vector would go from A to O.
Yes.
And then I think I can split AB and AD in terms of DC, right?
Yes, you can.
Right. And then after that, we can find a way to substitute it into what's required, right, sir?
Got it. So the approach here will be, as you can see, we have similar triangles here, right? And the ratio
Right.
is 1:2 because the other side is double. So the triangle on the top, DOC, and the triangle below AOB are in the ratio of 1:2. When we already know that the length DC and AB is in the ratio of 1:2, AO and OC will also be like 2:1, correct?
Right.
Now, that should help you to find the answer. As we have worked it out, as you can see in the solution, that is how we are going to approach. You get the idea?
Sir, quick question. When you wrote AO is equal to 2/3 of AC, that's the trapezoid one, right?
So, AO, wait. I go, yeah. So we have to work this. This will come later because see, if you go from the left hand side, AB is twice DC, and we know that the triangle AOB is similar to triangle COD, and the
Right.
ratio is 1:2 in these similar triangles. So AB over DC is 2/1, and that is also equal to AO over OC. You get the answer?
Okay. Yeah.
2:1. Do you see that 2:1 now?
Right.
Therefore, AO is 2/3 of AC.
Of AC.
But AC can be divided to 3 equal parts, and 2 of them is AO. You get the idea?
Yes, sir. Got it.
So AO is 2/3 of AC, and then I've written AC in terms of AD and DC. And we can now write DC as half of
AB
to get our expression. You get the idea?
Yes, sir.
Extremely important question from test point of view, which I've seen in many test papers, and that is your final answer for question number 2B, correct? So our idea, Akshit, here is to see the questions, discuss them, and later, when you get time, sit down with this test paper and solve each and every question yourself. Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Fine. So now let's move on to question number 3. Can you please read the question and answer?
Yes, sir. Given the parallelepiped shown, state a single vector representing DG plus FB and AB plus AD plus AE.
Correct. So go from D to G, that is DG, and then F to E. So FE is parallel to GH. Do you see
GH. Yeah.
Vectors do not have position or the location, so you can translate that.
Right.
And then FE is same as GH, so you began from D, ended at H, therefore the vector is DH, right?
Right.
Similarly, you can do the next question, AB, AD, AE. Can you tell me what could it be?
Yes, sir. So AB, and then you translate AD, right?
Yeah.
and then
Which is D to
A,
C now.
right, exactly. And then AE would be from C to D, right?
D to G, right?
Oh, sorry, yeah, C to G.
So
So,
you
sir,
get
would it be DG?
A to G, right? So you began with A, correct?
Oh,
So
okay,
A
okay.
to B is the position where I am located, A to B, right? So you can look.
Right.
So you go A to B, and then you go up, which is up to C, and then you go to G, and therefore the
Yeah.
answer is from A to G, correct? So move
Oh,
along the diagram to get the right position. This is very important, correct?
correct.
Now, question number 3. Can you answer this question?
Yes, sir. If the coordinates of C, D, and H are -584, 253, and 203 respectively, determine the coordinates of G.
Correct. So I have placed the coordinates as written here, and we need to find G, which is X, Y, Z written there, right? So how will you find the coordinates of G?
Yes, sir. So I think we can set up an equation where if we add two vectors, we get the point G, right?
Correct. How will you do that?
Yes, sir. So I think we just said that AB plus BC plus CG equals AG, right?
Yeah. You use
So
that.
we can use that. Yeah,
You could do that, correct? And then get
right,
point A to G. You're right. Another thing which I like you to observe is, let us say you're moving from D to H, right? So if you
right,
move from D to H, the D coordinate points are 253, and for H it is 203, correct?
right,
That
right.
means along the y-axis it is -5, correct?
-5. Right.
Therefore, 8 minus 5 will give you y value. You get the idea?
Oh, okay. So it would be
8
3.
minus 5 is 3, so y you get as 3. So even without doing too many calculations, we
Yeah,
can actually come to a result very easily. Now, look here. Going from D to C basically means that along the x-axis you are moving, and you are gone from 2 to -5. That is -7. So you
-7.
do 2 minus 7, you get -5 as the value of x. You get the idea.
Yes, sir.
And the height is from B to C. And you see from the diagram, it is same. And therefore, that should be 4, correct? Z should be 4. So from this prism itself, you can get your points very easily. You could also get it from question number 3A, right? As you
Right.
listed. Perfect.
Yes, sir.
So this could be a good way to check whether your result is correct or not. Here is question number 4 for you. Can you
Yeah.
please read the question and answer?
Copy the three given vectors A, B, C, then accurately draw. D
Right?
equals half of B plus A minus 2C.
Correct. So how will you do half of B?
Sir, so are we allowed to assign magnitudes for A, B, and C?
Yeah, so just make any general vector. So in
Oh,
such
okay.
cases, you have full liberty of drawing. For example, I'll prefer to write A as a horizontal vector. Do you see that?
Yeah.
A, right? And B, we want to do half of it. Let us say B is something like B is a vector like this, right?
Yeah.
Let's say this is my vector B. So when I do half of B, I could write A plus half of B or half B plus B, since I wrote A first. So I'll
Yeah.
do half of B, half the length, and parallel to this, and that is my half of B, right?
Right.
Minus 2C. So 2C, I could say, well, this is my C vector. Is that clear to you? Because I have liberty to assign my vectors, correct? So minus will give me opposite direction and double the length. You see that?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Something like this, right? And so that will be the net result. I mean, you get the idea, right? I could have changed
Yeah.
the result. I should have drawn half B first in any case, okay?
Yes,
So
sir.
that is how you could do. So when you have liberty to use these vectors, it is good idea to use them along these axes so that you can very easily sketch the diagram. That's what I'm trying,
Yeah.
if they're not given to you. Okay,
Yeah.
good. Let's move on and take up the next question. This is clear to you, right?
Yes, sir. Clear.
Till now, no difficulty.
No, no.
Very good. Question number, let's do question number 5. Here is question number 5 for you. Can you please read and answer?
Yes, sir. Given 2x minus y plus z is 0, and x is 1 minus bc, y equals ai minus 7k, and z equals 3a01. Determine the value of the unknowns.
Very. So, not a difficult question. You can substitute and get the answer.
Yeah.
It may
Right.
require some algebraic skills to get the solution, but straightforward, right?
Right.
So we'll skip this. You should try it later.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on to question number 6.
Yeah.
Can you please answer this question?
Yes, sir. If magnitude of vector A is 4 and magnitude of vector B is 9, the angle between A and B is 60, determine 2A minus B.
How will you do this?
Right. So, sir, 2A would be a vector with magnitude of B, right?
So vector A, 2A will be, you will draw a line which is twice the length. So it is 8, correct? And we'll
Yeah.
take A along the horizontal. That is good, right?
Right.
And now vector B has got a magnitude of 9. I mean, so it'll go further to the at an angle of 60 degrees. So this becomes 60 degrees. You get the idea?
Yeah.
But we have to do 2A minus B, right? So if that is angle between A and B is 60 degrees. So when you do minus, you have to draw this in the opposite direction. You get the idea?
Yes, sir.
So this angle in between becomes 60 degrees, correct?
Correct.
And therefore, the sum will be 2A minus B, which will be kind of like this. So that is 2A minus B. Is it okay? So starting with O, that line will be 2A minus B. Perfect?
Yeah.
And you can use cosine law. We know this is 8 and this is 9. Angle in between 60. You can use the cosine law to find the length of the final resultant vector. Perfect?
Right. So we can't use Pythagorean theorem here, right? It's not by triangle.
It's not 90 degrees. No.
Right.
Okay. So now let's move on to the next question. Okay, so here is the solution of this particular question. We have shown horizontally the vector A, and because it is minus B, it is coming downwards. And then we have this triangle, and we have solved this using the cosine law. Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
To find one side, you have to use the sine law. Correct. Question number 7. Can you please read and answer this question?
Yes, sir. If magnitude of A is 11 and B is 23, and A minus B's magnitude is 30, find magnitude of A plus B.
What is going to be your approach?
Right. So, sir, like you did, I would draw the parallelogram first, right?
Yes.
And then sketch down A minus B, and then see how I can manipulate the vector to become A plus B, right?
How will
And
it?
then,
So when you are given the magnitude of A minus B,
yeah,
in that case, you have to now find the angle theta between the two vectors A and B. That's the idea.
right, yeah,
So use cosine law, find the angle theta. Once
right,
you find the angle theta, then you can find A plus B. Is that
right.
okay?
Sir,
So, yeah.
to find A plus B, you would have to do 180 minus the cosine laws angle, right?
Yes.
Right,
From A minus B directly, you'll get angle theta.
right, yeah,
So the way we have done here is because in cosine law, A minus B whole square, we took square so that we don't have to do square root, right?
yeah,
And then we have A square plus B square minus 2AB cos theta. When you want to do A plus B, right, then
yeah,
you do it as 180 minus theta.
minus theta.
And 180 minus theta means cos of minus, right? So we change the sign here. You get the idea?
Yeah,
And in this particular solution, you can see we have not really calculated the angle, but directly calculate A plus B value. You get the idea.
Yes,
So
sir.
it's a very important solution where we did not really calculate the angle. So now, when you add these two terms, then the cos theta terms get cancelled.
Correct. Yeah.
And therefore, we get sum of A plus B whole square and A minus B whole square is 2 times A square plus B square. And we know the magnitude, so 11 square plus 23 square is on the right hand side. And we'll subtract 30 square to get A plus B whole square, which comes to 400. And square root of 400 is 20.
It's 20.
That becomes the answer. Do you get the idea?
Yes, sir.
Extremely important question where we have used the formula effectively without solving the angle, because otherwise if you solve the angle you do 180 minus theta, come back to the same thing.
Yeah.
That is not required. From the given values directly we can find, and this is a unique solution. So I like you to make a note of this. Okay, take a picture of this. Go
Yes, sir.
once again.
Yeah.
Great. So this was a good question. Now let's look into question number 8. Can you please read the question?
Yes, sir. Given the vector OA equals 1, 3, minus 2, plot OA in RQ. If
Yeah.
OB is 2, 4, 1, determine AB and find a unit vector in the direction of AB.
Find the unit vector in the direction of AB. So, how to sketch that in R3, 1, 3, minus 2, right?
Yes, sir.
Explain me these steps.
Yeah, so we're given the X, Y, and Z coordinates, right?
Yeah.
So we would go 1 along the positive X-axis, 3 along the positive Y-axis, and 2 units along the negative Z-axis, and form a prism.
Right. So what I have not done here is completely form a prism. So once you go along X and Y, make the base, which is rectangle, right? And then when you go down, then you make a prism. And once you have
Right.
your prism, then you sketch O to A and get your result, right? So that will give you
Yeah.
part A. Now, if OB is 2, 4, 1, determine A to B, right? So we know this position OA and OB is given to us. So what is AB?
So AB, you would just take the B coordinates and subtract it from A, right?
Correct. So 2 minus 1 will give you X value, 4 minus 3, and 1 minus 2 will give you this value. So you get the value of AB. How do you find the unit vector along AB?
So you would put it into the unit vector form, right? Where you have the vector
How
on top.
would you write the unit vector?
You would have to find the magnitude first, right? So of
And
vector
then
AB.
divide by the magnitude. You're correct.
Yeah.
So when you have this unit vector, find the magnitude of the vector, divide by the magnitude, right, of the
Right.
vector. So as shown here, right? So A to B
Right.
is the difference between the B and A position vector. So O to A,
Right.
O to B are position vectors. And when you find the difference, in this case, it comes out to be 1, 1, 3. The magnitude is 1 square plus 1 square plus 3 square,
Plus 3 square.
which is 11 square root. And therefore, divide 1, 1, 3, this vector by square root 11,
Square root 11.
get your unit vector. And we normally write a cap on top, so signify unit vector. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Next question. So this is one of your past test papers, and I hope you'll get similar test papers that should help you. Question number
Yes, sir.
9A. Can you solve this question?
Determine whether the points P304, Q125, and R213 represent the vertices of a right triangle.
How will you do this?
Sir, so for the vertices of a right triangle, right? So they're basically asking us to prove that ask us to prove if it's a right triangle, right?
Yeah.
So to do it with vectors, we can calculate each magnitude and then use Pythagorean theorem, right?
Yeah, then use Pythagorean theorem. So that is one way of doing it. Soon,
Yeah.
you will also learn dot product. So dot product,
Oh.
yeah, then you can do dot product and also figure out whether it is at right angle. So
Yeah.
that could work. Okay. Now, 9B is determine cos of angle PQR. So
Yes, sir.
cos of PQR you can find, and then also you get an angle. And that should help you come closer to your answer. So what we have done here is found the magnitude P of PQR, three sides,
Yeah.
and then shown that this is sides of three right angle triangle, and that helps. Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Correct. Once you have the three magnitudes, we can always find the angle PQR using cosine law.
Right.
Get use cosine law and find the angle.
Yeah.
Next question. Last question. Can you please read the question and answer?
Yes, sir. If magnitude of AB is 7, BC is 6, and AD is 9, and the angle between AB and BC is 100 degrees, and the angle between AC and AD is 35 degrees, what is the magnitude of AC, and what is CD in terms of AB, BC, and AD?
Yeah. So what is C to D in terms of AB, BC, and AD? Okay.
AD.
Yeah. That is a geometric sum which you can figure out and
Yeah.
find the magnitude of AC. You can use cosine, correct?
Correct.
Perfect. That is how you will be doing this question. Not very difficult, and I hope you can easily do it.
Yes, sir.